afternoon, my good diamond peeps. This is Diamond Art with Jack, and I am Jack. If you are new to the channel, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much. So this is the Twinzies, and I just pour out one color because I get so sometimes confused just from watching TV, and I don't want to mess up, so I'm just doing one color right now. And so I get hopefully better at this. I can change colors and all of that, but I've got quite a bit that I can cover here, so I'm okay. So we're okay. All right. So, and I am not as I guess putting things together like other people, you know, though, like the name of their pen and all of that and the cover minder. I just have a pen. The cover minder I did get off of Etsy, and I think I got both of these off Etsy, but from different people, and I don't know who they are, so I'm sorry. So here we go. So I was also trying to think of what my topic was going to be today. I just got home from work, probably, well, I guess I've been home probably like about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. I came home and ate something and kind of just chillaxed for a minute, and then went and got all of my stuff and set up for this video. So I don't really have a topic, you know. In my head, when I was at work, I was thinking like, okay, I can talk about this or talk about that, and so I'm just gonna wing it, and we're just gonna go from there. See what happens. Hopefully I can keep you entertained for 45 minutes. All right. So I am a nurse. I have said that before. I have been a nurse for 39 years. I started off as an LPN. I was an LPN for 26 years, and then I finally got off of my booty and got my RN back in 2007. I work at a hospital. I work with a department where we do a lot of things for patients that are having dialysis and those kind of issues that go along with that. And also, our little department we have like about 6 things that we do in one department. One of the things that I do and that I like doing the most is that we work in the CT area. So if patients come in and they have to have liver biopsies, lung biopsies, drain placed, bone marrow, things like that, my job is to get the patient ready, get our consents, get the medication, because I am the keeper of the medicine. So we do what they call conscious sedation, because we don't put them under completely, but what we do is we give them medication to make them, to relax them, and also medication for pain. And both of those medications we get put in through their IV. So part of that is like I said, getting the patient ready. And one of the things in that is that we have to go over their history and physical. And I am very horrible at pronouncing the names of medicines, and to the point sometimes where I think I'm conjuring Satan. That's why I still can't say AB, Aurora Borealis. I think I said it. In one of my early videos, I was going to try it. I was testing. I was like, nope, not going to embarrass myself. So sometimes my patients look at me and they're like, I'm so glad that I'm not the only one that can't pronounce these. Because these names are like No, you can't say Lipitor or Norvasc. You have to say amlodipine, and it's just cray-cray. So we get the patients ready, take them back to the CT area that is like a ice box. I think that the hospital has a contract with the grocery stores, and so they're like, okay, if you freeze meat for us, then we'll give you like 10% off on your next gallbladder removal or something. I don't know. But I get the patient ready, put them in a nice warm gown, and then we have nice warm blankets, which they truly, truly appreciate. And then we have our CT technicians that come down and they run the CT machine, and then the PA and the radiologists are the ones that do the procedures. So that's one part of it. Besides the OR part of it, where the doctor, we have a doctor that puts in dialysis catheters, takes out dialysis catheters, things like that. And then we also are responsible for, like, if a patient comes in and they have a stress test. Again, on those, we basically just monitor them while they're getting the stress test. They have two types. One is a chemical stress test, which means that they get medication that will mimic their heart rate going up. I always tell my patients, it's like it gives you that feeling like you're running up a hill. And then we do treadmill stress tests, which I've been there like a year now, and I have never done a treadmill stress test with them. It's always been the chemical one. And but we monitor them to see how they're doing, if they're having chest pain, how the medicine is affecting their blood pressure and their heart rate, if they are having issues with breathing, if we need to reverse it, if they're not able to handle it. So that's another thing that we do. Then we have things, we have a thing that we call TEE. They take this camera and they lube it up and they have the patient swallow. And what they're doing there is they're looking at the backside of the heart for any type of vegetation to see if anything is growing that should not be growing in the back of the heart. And again, my job is to give medication to help relax you and to help with pain. That one is, I think, of all of them, is like the hardest, because if you don't get the patient relaxed enough, then they will fight trying to swallow the tube. And it's not like some like a straw. This is like, a big, long, thick, black metal, it's basically a camera, because there's a camera on the end of it that they have to swallow. We put like this thing that's called a bite block in their mouth so that they don't bite down on the camera or try to, where they can't get it down. And so it's quite interesting to do all of this. And some patients, what we're hoping is that the medication will relax them enough that they will not remember what's going on, but also that they can still be with it enough that they can follow commands, but out of it enough that they can swallow the camera. So we do those. But that's pretty much it. those particular procedures. Our hospital is in the process of expanding. At this time, there's 2 hospitals, and we're going to be supposed to be next year by I think it's like in the fall of next year that we will be all under just one place. The hospital where I work at now, they are going to be revamping and turning it into behavioral medicine. So that will be really exciting. I don't know if I've told you, but I have 3 years and 8 months, not that I'm counting, before I retire. And so I'm hoping that I hope even before, there are days I don't know if I'm going to make it to 3 years. I'm like, I just don't know. But I'm hopefully maybe that I will be with the hospital when we all move over, because it never fails when you say next year, December, whatever, we're going to move, and then it's like 2 years from that date, they're like, we're moving, because I have been with this hospital for 7 years, and ever since I started, we would get this notice that we're going to be moving to the new hospital in 5 years. Well, it's 7 years now, and so now it's actually getting closer because you can see the construction and all of that. So it's like, okay, will they get it finished in time? So who knows? I may decide that I will just have to see the new hospital come as a visitor or something. So we work basically Monday through Friday, and we have every weekend and holidays off, but we do have to take on call. And so since our staff is we're staffed really well, so now each of us take call about once every 8 weeks. So that's not bad. It's not bad. And so you're on call from Friday at 5 till Monday morning till 7. And then normally when we are called out, it is to do the hearts or the stress test. Sometimes we do have to go in for the other things that I talked about, but it's been kind of rare lately, so it's not too bad. In my 39 years of working, I've worked pretty much everywhere but psych, and pretty much psych. I think I have worked in different areas. I've worked in the burn unit. Back in the olden days, the LPNs could work in the ICUs, and I have worked in ICUs. Like I said, the bariatric floor that I worked on was like one of my very favorites. I really felt like I helped a lot of patients, and even continued that after I left that unit. I actually went to work for the bariatric doctor that did my surgery, and I used to do videos on exercising, and so that was like working with the bariatric patient was like one of the most rewarding things of working in the hospital. I have worked in with in pediatrics. I didn't really care for that because that's really hard to see those poor babies being sick and, poked and prodded and things like that. So I didn't work a lot with pediatrics. I worked on the like a burn unit. I said a burn unit, but I really enjoyed that. That was very challenging, but I really enjoyed that as well. I have worked in the nursing homes, home health. In fact, when I was in nursing school for getting my RN, that's what I did. I worked every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that was brutal because in order to continue to get my benefits, I had to work like a 40-hour week in 3 days, and so that meant I saw 10 patients every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, with home health, if anybody is a nurse or have ever worked in home health, you're going all over. And our home health facility, we were able to see patients within a 50-mile radius. So that could be a really, 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 really long day. Especially in the winter when the weather was bad because, you went to work. Your patients, they can't help that there's ice and snow and sleet on the ground. So, trying to drive and all that, or even when it's like raining like crazy or tornadoes warnings or tornadoes or stuff, it was a challenging thing. Now the one thing that I didn't like about home health is that even though you were going to someone's house, you spent majority of your day by yourself, and I am a people person. I like talking to people. So, that in-between time was kind of hard. And you were in the car majority of the time, so my eating habits were really bad, and I truly wasn't getting any exercise, so that was rough. So, but I enjoyed it, and it got me through nursing school, so I have to be thankful for that. Now, psych, other than having to do psych rotation, I do not like psych at all. I applaud the nurses that go into that field and that they really enjoy working with those patients. I don't know, psych patients scare me. I think because I'm afraid that at the end of the day, when I'm going to get ready to clock out, they're going to go, "Oh no, we know you're a patient, so you just need to stay right here." They're not going to let me go home. They're not going to. So I am like, no thank you on psych. So I probably can count on one hand the times that I have been in psych. Once I was working at a hospital, and I was working in what they call the flex pool. So that meant that I worked wherever there was a need. And when you first started, you had to kind of basically work everywhere. Even though after that your initial orientation, you didn't have to work that area again. So I had to do 2 nights on psych, and oh my Lord, I was scared to death. So that was probably the longest, other than school, that I was in a psych. See, I'm messing up. Almost put something where it wasn't supposed to be. Okay. All right. So, so that's basically my nursing career. Like I said, I just counting down the days till I retire, and then I swear I think that I'm going to work, I don't know, Costco's or something, working in the medical field. And I know everybody feels like where they work is really hard and demanding, but I just, you know, you have grumpy doctors, you have either the patients are grumpy or the family members are grumpy, and you know, you don't get lunch, and you know, you're short-staffed, you are overwhelmed with the number of patients that they assign you. So I'm very thankful for the career, because I was able to, you know, help raise my children. I was able to, you know, buy my home and buy cars and all of that, and keep a roof over my head and all of that good stuff. So I can't not be thankful for it. But I tell you guys, I'm ready to start a new chapter. So I'm hoping that when I retire, that I would like to travel. You know, I don't think that I'm going to be a world traveler, but there's a lot of things that I haven't seen. I mean, there's a lot of things in the United States that I haven't seen, you know, so I would like to do a little traveling. I think that would be really good, and just do whatever it is that I want to do. Hopefully do more videos and do more diamond art. Because I really enjoy doing this. You know, I think I told you guys that I was working in a department called the Infusion Center. And so that is where patients come in and, like, say if they have very low iron and they need to get an iron infusion, they would get that. Or if they're dehydrated and they needed more fluid to help with that. And some of the nurses that were chemo certified would do patients that were coming in for chemo. So I worked there and for a little bit, and one of the nurses, she had a patient that came in on a regular basis, like every week, to get, I think it was IV antibiotics. One day she had brought in her diamond painting that she was working on. And so they started talking, because this nurse was very crafty doing other things. And so the patient showed her about that. And so she really got into it. So then we were talking to that patient, and she was saying, you know, hey, this is the patient that told me about diamond art. And so she showed it to me. And so that's how I got started. So, but I am not crafty, unfortunately. I mean, this is it. Like a lot of you guys do crocheting and you painting and all of that. I'm not good at that. So I do diamond art. That's pretty much it. When I was younger, I did do crocheting, because my mom, she crocheted. And I did it for a little bit. I wasn't really good at it. And probably if I would have just kind of kept at it, I probably would have gotten better. But I was like short attention span, so I didn't keep up with that. I did enjoy the paint by numbers when I was a kid. You know, you get the little cheapy canvases from, now I'm getting ready to date myself, from the 5 and dime. Did you remember that? Benjamin Franklin 5 and dime, I think it was. I enjoyed doing that. And then as I got older, I really got into ceramics. And I would go, you know, you go and you buy whatever piece that you wanted to paint. And I enjoyed that, but it wasn't like something that I was really good at, but I enjoyed it. And then I just kind of stopped doing it altogether. I didn't do really much of anything. Oh, I went through my latch hook or latch rug phase. Yeah, I did that for a little bit. Now, my mom, she was a wonderful seamstress. She could sew. She sewed pretty much all of our clothes. Now, she didn't really sew anything for my dad because he was basically a jeans and khaki shirt kind of a guy, but for her and I, she sewed pretty much everything for us. And I was that weird kid that I loved when my mom and I dressed alike, because she would make matching outfits for us for church, and I loved it. But I cannot sew a straight line, and if I had a button fall off today, it would just be over in a drawer, because I guess I could put a button on, but I don't know if it would be that serious that I would even try to do it. So when I found diamond art, I was like, okay, there is a craft I'm halfway decent at. So this is pretty much it. Same thing with cooking. My mother was, oh my God, she was such a great cook. I can hardly boil water. Now, I don't have a problem begging for food, and I will pay you. I have a really good friend that has a catering business and a meal prepping business, and so I get meals from her. I get about sometimes 3 or 4 meals a week from her. So that's how I eat. I used to eat out pretty much every meal. And so that was how I survived. Every once in a while, I would go on Pinterest and I would find, this is how I pick my recipes, guys. If it had more than 4 ingredients, I just moved right on to the next recipe. If it had an ingredient, if it had flour as one of the ingredients, I would move right on to the next recipe. Why I'm afraid of flour, I don't know, but I would not cook anything with flour. Because one time, this is when I was first married to my kid's dad, and I tried to make gravy. My mom had gave me a cast iron skillet, which this I truly could kick myself for. That gravy was so thick and lumpy, I threw the entire thing away. I didn't even try to clean the cast iron skillet. I just threw skillet and everything away. So, now, I can't say that I'm a crock pot queen, but I will put stuff in a crock pot. I will. Now, I like beans, and I will do that in the crock pot. I will do roast in the crock pot. Pretty much anything that is simple that I can do in a crock pot, that I will do. Neither of my kids really care for beans, because I told you that my daughter and son-in-law are here. So making a thing of beans is kind of a waste, because I don't mind leftovers. I will do leftovers, but it's like, oh my God, how many? Like after about the 3rd day, I'm through. I'm through with leftovers. So I was eating out a lot, and so I tried actually to cut back on that, not eat out as much, but then that leaves me wandering the aisles, trying to figure out, okay, what can I cook that is not going to require me doing a whole lot of preparation and a lot of things. So that leaves me with frozen dinners. Yay! So I'll buy like 3 or 4 frozen meals, and then I'll get sick of those. And so basically, my son-in-law is a great cook, and my daughter, she did roast. So they have been cooking since they've moved in. So I'm like, between them and my friend that does the meal prep, I'm set. But I am going to try my best to cook 1 meal a week. I've been going back to Pinterest, which I love, because, you know, I probably get like 99% of my recipes from them. I probably do 2% of those recipes that I get off of there. So I've been going back, looking at my 3 to 4 ingredient recipes. And so if you guys have any really simple recipes for me, throw them in the comment. I would appreciate it. I am going, one of the ones that I'm going to try, my ladies that I work with gave me this one for ravioli. It's like, I think it's called the Lazy Man's Lasagna. So you take frozen ravioli, and I believe it's spaghetti sauce. So you put like spaghetti sauce down, and then a layer of frozen ravioli, and then spaghetti sauce, ravioli, all of that, and then you put I think cheese on top of that. So I figure, okay, I'm gonna try that. I figured that and a nice Caesar salad, voila, dinner is served. So I haven't made it yet, but I'm going to. I am going to. I know I'm a horrible procrastinator, but I am going to do this. And I will show you guys. I'll take a picture and show you that I actually did make a meal sometime before this year is out. I hope that I will find more meals. So if you guys don't put any recipes in my comment, then my family will starve. I don't want you to worry about it, that you're the reason that my family is starving. Don't have a second thought about it. So no guilt there. No guilt there at all. Oh, all right. Well, 35 minutes I have rambled pretty good there. Pretty good. All right, so for my exercise tip that I'm going to do today, I actually have my chair set up so I don't have to move you guys around a whole bunch. I'm going to show you how to do a leg exercise and how you can jog, but you never thought that you can jog from a chair, but you can. So I'm just going to finish this out just a little bit more. I'm on a good roll here. Like I said, I'm going to work on this more. I want to get a good dent, because if I think that if I leave it just for every time I do a Wip N Chat, it'll be like next year before I get it finished. I can't, I see all these ladies or people with their stashes. I can't do that. And I'm not saying anything against anyone. That if that is what you like to do, do you, boo-boo. No judgment. But it makes me like anxious to have all these kits up, and so I'm trying, one of the other things that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to order some partials so I can get more of things like that done. And also, I ordered some keychains and things like that so that I can continue to work on the canvases that I showed you and get those finished so that I, like I said, can do some completions on it. So, and I am with Diamond Grandma. I want to do more budget friendly. I'm kind of backing away a little bit from Diamond Art just because it gets really expensive, and you know, when it's just me, and you know, I still got to, you know, the electric company, they're so rude that they want a payment every month, and then the gas people, they chime in and say, can you please pay us? And so, you know, you have to decide, okay, Diamond Art Club, living with electricity. So one of the things that I am, but I'm going to save up for it, is that I want the Wonder Woman one. And I think that will be my really next big one after I get the Twinzies finished, because I just absolutely love that one. But like I said, I'm waiting on that till I can get, I can't justify that amount. So when I get some money saved up, that is going to be my next one, but it'll be way after I get the Twinzies finished and, like I said, the other ones that I got started. Okay, so I just have like just a few more in here, and then I am going to do my exercise for you. I came home and I didn't even change out of my uniform, or my work clothes basically, because I was like, I'm hungry and I just need to decompress, even though it was a really nice day. But it was kind of long, because you know, when you have those days when it's slow, it seems to make it even longer. And it was like, I would looked at my watch and it was like 9 o'clock. Like, oh, okay. And you know, I felt like an hour later, I look at my watch again, and then it would be 9:43, and I'm like, dear God, this is crazy. All right. So it is coming along. I'm trying to decide if I want to get a smaller table. I mean, this was better than the table that I used the last time, but it's still pretty small. But anyway, my craft room is not that big, but I guess it is doing its function. All right, so remember, have a nice steady chair that if you're moving side to side, that is not going to tip you over. Okay, now my disclaimer. I like I said, I do this because I really enjoy it. I love exercising. I love sharing exercise tips. If you do not want to exercise and you think that this is just not your cup of tea, I truly understand that. You can just skip this part and, like I said, go on with your life. That you are not going to hurt my feelings at all. And if you, always check with your doctor to make sure that you can do any type of exercise. So, all right. So with that said, I'm going to show you a leg exercise. So what I want you to do is that you kind of come to the edge, but I don't want you enough at the edge that you're going to tip over, but you just need to be where your back is not right up against. Now you can, to do this is very simple, and you can do this even while you are doing your diamond art, so that you can keep your body moving. You just lift your legs up, and that's it. Now to do like you're jogging, you're just going to go faster, like such. Now if you want to increase your heart rate, then you can add your arms, and you can move your arms back and forth or up. And if you feel like you're getting way too tired, then you take your arms down or take your arms out of it completely. Okay? And you have jogged in your chair. How exciting is that? All right. So if you have enjoyed this video, if you'll please give the little thumbs up on the way out. And if you have not thought that I have bored you beyond tears and would love to see more videos like this, if you'll just hit that little subscribe button and then hit the bell so that it will notify you every time that I post a video, I would really appreciate you. You guys, I am so excited that I have like 33 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. When I decided to do this, I thought if I get 10, I'll be happy. Whatever number I get, I will be happy. Because I enjoy doing this and I enjoy sharing, so I am just very humbled, and thank you so much for thinking enough of me to subscribe. Maybe you subscribe and never come back, and I'm cool with that too. So anyway, so thank you again. I hope that everybody has a wonderful day, and I will see you. I believe that I will have a completion video for you next. Okay? So have a wonderful, wonderful day. And you guys, I'll see you next time. All right. Bye.